Hello and welcome to the your English News Bulletin. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said on Sunday that India is closely monitoring the security situation in Kabul. Without naming any country, Rajnath Singh said the government wants to ensure that nobody takes advantage of the crisis in Afghanistan to create cross-border terrorism in India. The African swine fever has claimed the lives of over 25,000 pigs in 5 months since late March in Mizoram, causing a loss of more than Rs 121 crore. A senior official of the State Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Science Department said on Sunday. In the last 24 hours, India reported 42,909 new COVID-19 cases and 380 deaths, while 34,763 people recovered. This fresh tally brought the overall number of recoveries to 3,19,23,405 and the number of active cases to 3,76,324. Now for the news in details. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said on Monday that India is closely monitoring the security situation in Kabul. Without naming any country, Rajnath Singh said the government wants to ensure that nobody takes advantage of the crisis in Afghanistan to create cross-border terrorism in India. Mr. Rajnath Singh said on Monday that India is closely monitoring the security situation in Kabul. Without naming any country, Rajnath Singh said the government wants to ensure that nobody takes advantage of the crisis in Afghanistan to create cross-border terrorism in India. Rajnath Singh said that the government is concerned about the security of Indians in Afghanistan and at the same time want to ensure that no foreign country should exploit the situation to spread terrorism at the borders. Speaking about the tensions at LAC in eastern Ladakh, the defense minister said China violated the agreed protocols triggering a military tussle in eastern Ladakh last year, but India will not allow any unilateral action at line of actual control. The defense minister also added that there has been a difference of perception, but there were agreements and protocols that were followed by both countries while patrolling. Rajnath Singh was speaking at a virtual platform and said it's been a year since the Galwan clash in eastern Ladakh, where 20 Indian Army soldiers lost their lives in an ugly clash with China, but future generations will always be proud of the valor of the bravehearts. The defense minister further added that it has been made clear to the defense forces that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, that any unilateral action should be ignored. That's exactly what Indian Army did and fought the PLA troops bravely and forced them to retreat. Just days after the Friday strike against the planner of the Islamic State Khorasan, a group which claimed credit for the serial blast at Kabul airport, the US military has carried out airstrike yesterday on a vehicle in Kabul against the ISIS-K, eliminating an immense threat to Hamid Karzai International Airport.
An Islamic State affiliate's suicide attack that killed over 180 people at Kabul airport on Thursday, the United States carried out a second military strike yesterday against an ISIS-K target in Kabul on a suicide car bomber suspected of preparing to attack the Kabul airport. As per the Afghan official report, 3 children were killed in a drone strike that blew up a vehicle carrying multiple suicide bombers from Afghanistan's Islamic State affiliate before they could attack the ongoing military evacuation at Kabul International Airport. U.S. Central Command spokesman Navy Captain Bill Urban in a statement said that they are confident of successful hit on the target after a significant secondary explosion from the vehicle indicating the presence of a substantial amount of explosive material, and the strike was carried out in self-defense and that there were no indications of civilian casualties at this time. Just 2 days before the U.S. is set to withdraw the last of its troops, ending America's longest war, the Sunday strike came in the wake of a warning from President Joe Biden's national security team a day earlier that an attack at the airport in Kabul is highly likely in the next 24 to 36 hours. The United Nations Security Council is scheduled to meet today to discuss on various aspects of the situation in in Afghanistan.
Trinamool Congress leader Saugata Roy on Sunday slammed Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, calling him a dal badlu for his red carpet remark against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee. Roy slammed Sarma, saying he shouldn't comment on West Bengal and instead look after his own state. Roy also added that TMC will go to Assam.
Congress leader Saugata Roy on Sunday slammed Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, calling him a dal badlu for his red carpet remark against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee. Roy said that under Himanta's government, Assam police personnel died in the Mizoram border dispute. Dimasa rebels killed truck drivers. The situation in Assam is grave. Roy slammed Himanta, saying he shouldn't comment on West Bengal and instead look after his own state. And Roy added that TMC will go to Assam. This comes after Mr. Sarma on Sunday said that he would roll out a red carpet welcome for Trinamool Congress chief Mamta Banerjee during her possible visit to Assam, adding that her visit will help BJP in the elections as more votes will get divided between Congress and TMC. Himanta Sarma, during his visit to Siliguri in West Bengal, jeered at Mamta Banerjee, saying that the more she visits Assam and Tripura, the more it will benefit us BJP. Himanta also said that if she visits, it will be beneficial for Assam and Tripura as the votes will be divided between Congress and TMC. Himanta went on jeering Mamta that he will welcome her by rolling out a red carpet. Hitting out Mr. Sarma for his Mamta Banerjee's Assam visit will benefit BJP remark, Mr. Roy said. What he meant was that if Mamta Banerjee gets more votes in Assam, it will help BJP. It will divide the Bengali and Muslim vote bank, but he should not be complacent.
Days after a tribal man was allegedly tied to a truck and dragged on the road in Neemuch district on suspicion of stealing, Madhya Pradesh Home Minister Narottam Mishra has said no one will be spared in the matter.
Pradesh Home Minister said 5 persons have been arrested and more arrests are likely to be made. Addressing reporters, Mishra said that arrests have been made in recent incidents in Rewa, Neemuch. So far, 5 people have been arrested and another person will be arrested today in the Neemuch incident. He said, adding that no criminal is being spared. Earlier, the local administration demolished the illegal properties of the accused. Superintendent of Police Suraj Verma and District Collector Mayank Agarwal reached the village of the accused and led the demolition of the properties of the accused. Bulldozers were used to carry out the demolitions. The administration officials also visited the victim's family in Banda village, and the collector promised an amount of over 4 lakh as assistance. The SP had said earlier that out of the 8 accused identified for the involvement in the incident, 5 have been arrested so far. The criminal background is being checked and illegal properties of the accused persons are being demolished, the SP said. Strict action is being taken and the others accused will also be held soon, the official said. Further, he informed that a fast-track court has been set up and all the accused will be punished. A total of 3 illegal properties were demolished earlier. Out of this, 1 belonged to the husband of the Sarpanch, who was among those arrested in the case. 2 other illegal properties belonging to accused Amar Chand and Satya Narayan have also been demolished in Patan. The victim, identified as Kaniya Bill, was allegedly trashed on suspicion of theft and was dragged after being tied to a van. The incident was captured on camera and began circulating on the internet. A case has been registered under IPC Section 3 Note 2 of Atrocity Act and various other sections related to assault as per the police. 8 people have been booked in this matter and 5 persons have been arrested, including a Sarpanch. A search has been initiated for the other accused and action will be taken against everybody, the police stated. The pickup vehicle used in the incident has also been seized, updates stated.
Ever since the Taliban took over Afghanistan, reports of journalists being targeted have emerged. Meanwhile, a video has emerged in social media and is going viral where a TV anchor is being made to praise the Taliban while armed men stands behind him. Even as the hardline Islamist group has assured freedom of press and said people should not flee the country, the clip shared by Iranian journalist and activist Masi Alinjad shows where the TV host of a program called Pardaz is visibly terrified of armed men standing right behind him while he is forced to tell everyone that they shouldn't be scared of the Taliban. In full-length video, the presenter interviews a Taliban fighter who presumably outranks the rest of the lot in the studio, and then later the presenter switches from Dari to Pashto. The video of the incident has gone viral, with questions being raised on the Taliban's promise of a free press, and were not only worried for the people of Afghanistan but dissed their hypocrisy. A few days back, an Afghan reporter working with Tolo News and a cameraman were thrashed by the Taliban in Kabul while they were reporting in the city. Taliban fighters attacking journalists in the capital city of Kabul and its provinces have emerged since the capture of Kabul. The Taliban fighters have raided the homes of journalists and their relatives, resulting to the killing of one family member of a reporter working for Doing Well, a German media organization. Amidst the churnings within the Congress after the announcement of the district president's former MLA A.V. Gopinath resigned from the primary membership of the party, Gopinath had raised a banner of protest for denying him a ticket in the assembly polls ahead earlier this year, but was mollified by senior party leaders including Umen Chandi and K. Sudhakaran. They had alleged that no discussion was held with them prior to this election. Rejecting the allegations, President of Kerala Pradesh Congress Committee and Member of Parliament K. Sudhakaran said the leader of opposition in the State Assembly V.D. Sathisan said the list of DCC chiefs was finalized after a discussion with all leaders including Chandi and Chenitala. The African swine fever has claimed the lives of over 25,000 pigs in the 5 months since late March in Mizoram, incurring a loss of more than rupees 121 crore.
Fever has claimed the lives of over 25,000 pigs in 5 months since late March in Mizoram, causing a loss of more than rupees 121 crore. The first outbreak of suspected ASF was reported at Lungsen village in South Mizoram's Lunglei district near the Bangladesh border. The outbreak is believed to be caused by pigs or pork imported from Myanmar, Bangladesh and neighboring states like Meghalaya. The State Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Science Department yesterday said that altogether 9,458 pigs have been culled so far to prevent the viral disease from spreading further. Joint Director of Livestock Health Department, Dr. Lalming Thanga, said that at least 239 villages across 11 districts are currently affected by the ASF outbreak, causing a monetary loss to the tune of rupees 121.49 crore. However, the total loss would be higher as this was only an approximate value and pigs also died of the disease outside the 239 villages. Aizawl is the worst affected, registering at least 10,766 pig deaths, following by Lunglei at 4,129 and Sherchep at 3,490. Experts said ASF is not a threat to human health and cannot be transmitted from pigs to humans.
Researchers in South Africa have said that a new variant of SARS-CoV-2, the virus which causes the coronavirus disease, has been detected in the country. The variant C.12 could be more transmissible and avoid protection offered by COVID-19 vaccines. Variant C.12, they warn, could be more transmissible and protection offered by COVID-19 vaccines would not be possible. Scientists from the National Institute for Communicable Diseases and their counterparts from the KwaZulu-Natal Innovative and Sequencing Platform have called the C.1.2 a potential variant of interest, which was first found in South Africa in May this year. Since then, the variant has also been located in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Mauritius, China, England, New Zealand, Portugal and Switzerland, the researchers claimed, adding that C.1.2 has more mutations other than variants of concern and variants of interest which have been detected globally till now. Their study, which is yet to be peer-reviewed and was posted on the preprint repository medRxiv on August 24th, further noted that the number of available sequences of C.1.2 may be an underrepresented of the spread and frequency of the variant in South Africa as well as across the world. As many as 732 villages in 16 districts have been affected in Assam due to floods following heavy rainfall, and the Assam State Disaster Management Authority on Sunday in its report. A total of 91 relief camps and relief distribution centers have been set up for the flood victims in the state, in which 6,218 victims are taking shelter. According to the flood report of the State Disaster Response Fund, Circle Officer, Fire and Emergency Services and local administration are involved in the rescue operations. 10 boats have been deployed for rescuing people. The state has been suffering from flood situations for the past several weeks. That's all for the eye. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.